Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. This time I'm going to do something, well, I said I wasn't going to have any for a while. Well, it has been a while, but I happen to have made a little stop at the Brass Armadillo in Arvada, which is an antique mall, and I picked up a few comics, which I probably shouldn't do, but I did anyway. At least I kept it down to just a few, and I also kept it down to, with a couple of exceptions, $1 or $2 each. And I even put some stuff back that I really wanted to get, and other things that I really wanted to get, but they cost just a few dollars more, and I didn't want to get them right now. So maybe another time I can when I stop by. So I want to do this haul, this Brass Armadillo haul. And I start here. I'm going to start right here with this one, Deep Space Nine, Blood and Honor. This is number 1, part of the Celebrity series. This is in that short period of time when Malibu Comics had the license for the Star Trek properties. Didn't last very long. And this is Deep Space Nine, but the interesting thing, the whole main reason I got it is because this is one I hadn't seen before. Of course, there are several that I probably hadn't seen, but this one was written by Mark Leonard. Now, he's an actor who played Spock's father, Sarek, and he played our first Romulan. He was the Romulan commander in the episode Balance of Terror, and he also played Klingon commander in Star Trek: The Motion Picture. So that is one I'll definitely be doing a full episode on sometime. I already read it, and I really enjoyed it. Then we have Marvel's Elf Quest number 1. This is from 1985, and of course, Elf Quest was not a Marvel property. It had already been going on for several years, self-published, Warp Graphics by Richard and Wendy Penny, and for about 2 years or so, Marvel's Epic line reprinted several of about that first long storyline, and it will be definitely the whole reason I got this was so I can delve into it. I've got a bunch of other Elf Quests, but I just didn't have this particular issue, so now we'll get into that one. Then here we got some fun stuff from Whitman, which is just DC, correction, Gold Key, but it's their Whitman line. See if it has the date. No date on it, but with a 20-cent price tag, this would have been what, about 74, 75, somewhere in there. Wacky Witch, it looks like fun. It's cute. I like some of the witchy stuff. Then we have here part of mini Superpowers miniseries 4 of 5. And these things were awful difficult to keep track of because there were several miniseries, usually 4 or 5 or 6 issues to each miniseries, but they didn't have individual titles, and made it difficult to keep track later what goes to what. And this is from October 84. This is issue number 4, and it's a very dynamic Kirby cover, the Superpowers collection, because that was in conjunction with a series of toys and an animated show at the time. And I was disappointed when I opened it, and it's not Kirby art inside. He did draw some of them, but he wrote it. Kirby did write it, but the fine artist who did do the art inside, unfortunately, did a poor imitation of Kirby art. I say it's poor imitation because his own style was too strong and came through, but it's still fine, some fine artwork. Then here I have another issue of this. Still haven't even opened that. This is Spectra number 3, the Laserfest Hero Force, and this is from 2011, and these were done for educational purposes, from what I understand, to teach people about, primarily kids, I'm sure, about physics, and that's interesting. Then here we go. This was from 1991, Spider-Man Unlimited number 4, and this is a larger issue, so it's probably about double size. And I look forward to looking at Mysterio Triumphant, Bloodshed Unleashed, Rhino on a Rampage. And I think this has, it has several stories, and which is nice to have some of the shorter stories. We just don't seldom see some of the shorter stories any longer in comics. Then here we have from 1999. Legends of the DC Universe number 12. This is Critical Mass part 1 of 2. Looks like these heroes are growing. But this is part 1 of 2, and then here is part 2 of 2 for issue number 13. So that looks like fun. And then we go back to what must be about 65 or so. DC Comics Blackhawk number 213. That's one we'll definitely be diving into. Several of these we're going to be diving into later. And this is one I probably won't dive into, but I just got it because I like the cover, and I want to read it, which is from First Comics, E-Man number 19. This would have, at $1, this would have been mid 80s, I think. I always liked E-Man when he was with Charlton, and fortunately the creators kept the rights to the character, and so they went to First Comics for several years, and I picked them up some. And there's Novocaine. I might look into this because this is obviously branching into horror. Supposedly, I've got another E-Man I want to take a look at, but it's not for E-Man, it's for something else. Hoodoo Blues. Then we have, this must be 79, 80, somewhere along in there, maybe a little later, at 60 cents. Power Pack number 4. These are the Powers kids. I haven't delved into those. I never read too many of these, but this is some nice artwork. I talked a little bit about the lady who's the co-creator and did the art on this, about these little kids who all have these powers. They're the Powers kids, and they have Power Pack. And then we finish this up with, hey, I've done some of a few episodes of my Dell Tarzan books, and picked this one up real cheap, and I found out why it was real cheap. I really enjoyed reading that one this afternoon. Tarzan, this is from 1952, and this is one of the Lex Barker photo covers, but I found out why. It's because the center page, the 4 page of the center had come, a few pages had come loose from the staple, and the very center is missing. So the very end of the first story and the very beginning of the second story is missing. But it's not enough to really hamper, because I know how that one was going to end, and so that is all I've got this time around for this little haul video. Just 11 nice books to just look at, and several of these we will be diving into, because I think I got a good selection from these. So I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already, and do indeed leave me a comment. Which of these books do you like best? What ones do you want to see me dive into? Or I'm already planning on doing several of them. Which ones are you most interested in? Let me know. And thank you for joining me. Oh, and remember, dear comic fans, comics are art.